Shalom again, guys. Hey, listen, I just was rewatching one of my videos, and the first video that I did this morning, and I'm talking about the three things, and it's the whirlwind. And I was just right after I got done watching that video, I just happened to look up at my poster board here because I have some stuff written down about different signs and stuff. I had to relearn when the Creator had me make these cards up again. But anyway, the air signs. I said the other day that there is three. Hold on, just a second. Really, really dark in here. We have three fire signs, 3 earth signs, 3 air signs, 3 water signs. Now I'm not getting on to air signs. Okay, so you need to understand this is spiritual, yet it is happening in the natural. Creator already said it is. But because we all, like I said, we all have this stuff in our chart, all right? But what I'm dealing with, a portion of those 3 things at the end of this thing that we're dealing with here, and being in the Cancer season, which has to do with our emotions. It has to do with cycles of things. I've been dealing with all this stuff. Mother issues. I talked about my son on a video that's probably, I don't know if it's completely uploaded yet. But anyway, I did the second video. Mother issues and all this stuff has been happening. And so here we are with that chariot and Elijah and the prophet and the escaping and getting out of the storm. That's amazing to me what's happening right now. And so the whirlwind would represent, like I said, the air. Gemini has to do with the communication. It is the 3rd house. All right? Gemini has to do with community. And I've been dealing with things in my community. I've been dealing with family because Gemini represents not just being social, because I read about being social right here in the gates and being, was a song of the drunkards. That's social stuff. Being made fun of. So it's all air stuff that's been going on. And some of the stuff might be moon sign issues. Maybe you have an air, maybe the people I'm dealing with, there's a bunch of air in their moon sign because we're right here in Cancer. It doesn't have to be because the sun's in Cancer as well. Because there's a lot of people involved in this. We're talking about 3 different communities, 3 different, you know where I'm going with that. Sorry. I'm still dreaming, but I'm still getting so many downloads today. I'm just like, oh my God. It's a fire now. It is like just been coals because he drained me the other day. But now it's just like he's revealing about the air. So now here it's coming in a different way to also prepare for what's really the storm's really coming. So I got to looking at these, and Gemini also represents in the negative gossip. And months ago, I was at not the grocery store, I was at the laundromat, and I was still doing cards at that time. And I went and was putting my stuff in my car, and I heard lymphatic system or something like that. Well, that's about things that circulation. Well, things have been circulated by way of mouth and talk and lies and deception, because the moon can also represent deception. And a lot of people have been around me to deceive. Got it recorded all over this channel. Okay? So justice, I was talking about justice today, being, it's the 7th house, but it's also connected to the 11th high arcana. So that's Libra energy, needing justice. Also dealing with, like I said, you can find good and bad in both organizations. And just like on this last video that I just did, if there are police officers that are protecting you upright, I'm grateful to that. But those who haven't been, then they're on that at the end of this. because Libra represents the law. But it's for spiritual, the law within us. And what did it say? Talking about blotting people out of the land of the living because they didn't want to be righteous. And see, the law is supposed to be, and I've got on here before and talked about the scales. Drew a picture of it. It takes 3 to make the scale, so there's that 3 again. Libra also represents favor, and we had that favor granted card come out this morning on just the audio read that I did. It's spiritual because the Creator, and He said you're protected. That came from the heavens, right? And it's first His law of looking down into our heart to weigh the scales to see what's righteous and what's not. So the Libra also represents partnership and also being social. Any kind of communication, social. You're socializing with someone. So it's all connected. So you got 3 air sign whirlwinds going on at the end of the road. 3 houses that were there at the end of that. And then 3 people were with me, or me and 2 other people made the 3. It's amazing to me what He's showing. And people better literally wake up. Pick what side you want to war on and get it done. Because the Creator's going to have the last word. And He's already pre-spoken it, and He doesn't lie. He'll make sure the thing happens the way He said it was going to happen. I'm not saying this. The Creator's bringing it out. And my God, if you have not by now understood on this channel that He's got His baby girl covered, and he'll cover you as well as His baby girl or baby boy if you get in Daddy's house. So Libra is the other energy that we're dealing with. It's also can be caring. It can be either or. So I already know that I've got favor with both sides because the Creator told me that David had a covenant with both. I'm just so, my Creator is just beautiful. And my family who's watching this knows, like my true family that are somehow watching this, and I don't know, that have been segregated from me, not to come towards me. I know in their heart of hearts, they're crying out to the Creator, do something about this. I know. That's the Aquarian energy, the 3rd. So in the positive of the Aquarius, it's knowing. I just know. Because I do know, because my Creator told me years ago, and I'm walking it out now. So therefore, why do I have to get afraid? I don't have to be afraid. Because He already pre-told me. It's so amazing to me. The Aquarian energy is also about groups of people. And in the negative, they can get way down into debauchery and just unforgiving, and I don't care. I'm not good. Well, you just go right on ahead, you Aquarian. And you Libra. And you Gemini. That are hateful and deceitful and gossipy and making somebody who belongs to the Creator a byword in your mouth as you get drunk and celebrate. Yeah, we did this to them. Because all the people that have been going through things that I've been gone through. Creator's turning the mirror around and saying, now you have to look at your own self. You weren't being very righteous when I kept putting my hand out through my daughter, my servant. Because I choose to be His servant. Remember the other day, He gave the warning through me when I got on camera. I was telling a story about the prodigal coming home. He said, well, at least I can go home and be a servant in my dad's house. And he got out of the pig slump. I'm also His servant because I choose to be. Both covenants with both sides. But being upright puts you on the correct side. It's not being in the middle. It's being upright on the correct side. The hands have changed. It's funny because I was telling on that other video that the ruby was on my right hand and the sapphire was on my left hand, and today he had me change them and put the ruby on my left hand and the sapphire on my right, because he showed me that card that it's changing hands time. Amazing to me, because it takes me back in my thoughts right now about when I went through that 40-day fast and then turned around and did a 3-day fast. Right after that, no food, no water, that he showed me that black velvet bag that he started to pour out the rubies, and then he took them and put them back in, and I was really sad. They were going back in the bag, and then all of a sudden he just turned the whole bag over and they just started to come out. And today this was my mother. I got to see her months before she died, but I wasn't able to be with her. And see, I'm going to get justice in this, because they took things away from me that could never be replaced. Ever. But this ring is not, the ruby ring that I'm wearing is connected to my mother and to a family member's mother, which would have been an aunt of mine. And then this sapphire ring, sapphire and diamond ring, is a ring that I had bought for my mother years ago. And so I'm dealing with family members, but I'm also dealing with I'm doing all kinds of stuff. I'm dealing with all kinds of stuff, ruby and diamonds and sapphire and diamonds. But we can find. I've talked about the foundation before, and it talks about that in Scripture as well, foundation. But the other day I got on talked about how you can't have anything built without a foundation, and this has to do with foundational things. And people fighting, no, that's mine. No, it's mine. This thing's so big that it's going to have to take a whirlwind to get rid of it. Because the Creator's like, it's time. It's the chariot's time. They were in the chariot and everybody was trapped. And so, therefore, we do know that this is the season this thing's going to get blown up. It's amazing to me. Absolutely amazing to me. Which the 3rd house, the 7th house, and the 11th house, that's 21. That's the last card of the deck. That's the completion card. This thing's going to complete it at the end of it. That's amazing to me. People better know that they 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 better do the correct thing, because we're talking about people being blotted out of the book from the Creator. Now that's a heavy. Yeah. We're gonna blot it out. We're gonna take the gray axe and my children, where they try to do that, I'm gonna make green grass grow in the 3 little bear claw things, because they made fun of my children who spoke as a prophet or a teacher or whatever he has us say in the upright. He said, no, I'll let a netzer grow out of the root. I'll allow the spirit of Elijah to come on the thing and take the axe head and make it float to the top of the water. And now that's kind of unheard of. But that's kind of the miracle stuff, what we're going to see. A few years back, I heard the Creator say, I've told about this on my channel as well. This guy had came to our door, and after he, it doesn't matter. Anyway, this person came to our door, and we ended up feeding him something to eat. And then after he left our house, I heard the Spirit say, this is the time of Elijah. Well, that's Elijah, the prophet, is dealing with a controlling spirit called Jezebel. And people always use makeup to be connected to Jezebel. And I had some makeup experiences. And I talked about the makeup experience the other day on the Master Key videos as well. And but to use it in a different application. You know, I'm dealing with women who have seduced men, and really, if you go back and study Jezebel, she wasn't a seducer; she was a controller. But that makeup can be referenced to seducing men or women, whoever all is involved in here. It's just been a bunch of stuff. This whole thing is coming to a head. It's that pimple that I kept talking about. Now it's like fixing to be popped or lancing. It's just like, oh my God, it stinks so bad. Those people that just would not give in and would not listen, gonna go straight to hell. And like I said on that other video, I don't care what side you're on, because we got people on both sides that the Creator's looking way down the heart, and they're trapped in a situation they don't know how to get out of it, but they really don't want to be there, so it could appear that they're on that side. But I got people on both sides that are for me, and I got people on both sides that are against me, or in three different situations and people in three different whatever. I got them everywhere. But the thing that matters to me is that the Creator has me under the shadow of His wing. He's put that bird word on my forehead, and His name, and the mirror, and the ray that's been wanting to heal, and the situation. It's just amazing to me that it's all here as a covenant with both sides with me. And He's protected me and my household, those who are in the house with me. That's amazing. I just had to share that about because we're talking about air. Talking about air. Fire is already, it's still here, but now it's just going, synchronizing together down the road. And then there's going to be a mess to have to, pick up, and then we'll have to rebuild. That's the transition that we're in. We're in that transition time. New season, new day. Old things have passed away. All things are coming new. The teeth god going away. I talked about that the other day. Teeth represents having wisdom, having datas. The information, the data, the DNA, the genes of righteousness, or you're going to get blotted out. This is serious, because this is your families. Is family important to you? Because this is like children are involved in this. We're talking Elijah stuff. Again, we're talking about that bear coming out and mauling the children because it's the parents' fault that kept it. I got to have it my way. It's the parents' fault. So the parents are costing their children in this whole ordeal. What's the scales going to do? What's going to happen here? Well, for those who are in the upright position, on the correct side of righteousness, and doing the correct thing, and having mercy, and walking in the place of truth and kindness, and well, those people are going to be protected and blessed. Going to a higher level. Anyway, I just want to share that because I had noticed about the three. I'm seeing something as well right here. Gemini is a shifting energy. So we got, some people, it could go either way with them. I don't know. Maybe that's the three. I don't know if we could. Maybe you're trying to make decisions about me. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to all play out. All I know is the storm's coming. Some people, it will be just literally physical. Some people, it'll be just real spiritual stuff. It may be all of it. But the Gemini energy is the talk, the family, the social, the shifting. It could probably go either way. The cardinal is the Libra, something that's being started, but it still can also be like a shifting. You can start something, but then you've started either shifting, or you've started either let's get them even. And then you've got the Aquarian that's just like, Nope. Ain't moving. And that's why he had to show me that uprooted, or what appears to look like an uproot, and it was for a representation. I don't care if they ran over it with a mower or not. They're going to get mowed down, the wicked. They're getting blotted out. Those that wouldn't move, he's like, okay, well, I'm going to plant those over here. And those who are within the Aquarian that are fixed for the goodness, and you're being up against the wall by the same Aquarian energy, and the unrighteous say, no, we know that we're right, but the true upright people that are like, no, we are, they're like this. Well, the Creator is uprooting the wicked and going to completely destroy, and then uprooting the upright Aquarian energy and planting it on the correct upright side that it needs to be on. So anyway, if I get more, I'll get back in here, because these are for encouragement to people who do feel like they're stuck now on what to do, because everybody is in that trap mode. Well, the one who wins is the Creator, not me, not you. He chooses who he has favor granted put on, not you and I. And he looks at the motive of the heart. People look at the outside. He's like, I choose who I want to protect and put that on. So anyway, shalom.